Hey, Roydell. Thanks for being here. Have you? Who's faster, you or Jalen?
Jalen.
All right. Secondly, what's the mindset of this room right now, of the offensive room? I mean, because clearly, I mean, you guys haven't played your best game yet.
Mm.
What's the mindset of that room? I know you guys had a team meeting. You guys don't want to talk about that. That's your guys' stuff. But what's like the mindset right now?
Just to go out and play our game. We go out and play the game. It's very important to us that we go out and do what we need to do. Winning is most important. But all of us, if we do everything, our jobs the right way, I mean, we're a great team, And that's what we emphasize the most is being balanced and being able to just execute on everything that we need to do.
Can you take us through your mindset on the final drive, basically closing out the game, and then and then obviously on two drives earlier, getting the touchdown?
We were in the huddle, and coach said, don't give him the ball back. Protect the football, protect the quarterback. We do have to throw the ball, but my mentality was just, shoot, let's run the ball, man. Let's be a dog. Go do what you do.
You've been here a lot. You've been in a lot of crowded running back rooms. What do you tell Justice and Richard, kind of being young guys in this group about waiting their turn?
Keep competing. We go out each and every Tuesday, Wednesdays. Those are our most physical days. Compete. Like I said, those guys are great guys. They do the right thing. They're on and off the field, schoolwork. Everything is all combined together. And tell them, hey, whenever the time comes, it comes. Like I said, it doesn't matter who's on the field. Those guys can go out and play right now if they have to, and they know what to do.
Hey, Roydell, how does Tommy Reese react when you guys are dealing with some adversity on offense?
He keeps a level head. Whenever things not going the way it's planned, he keeps a level head. He encourages us. He fixes things whenever they need to be fixed, and he makes adjustments the way they need to be made.
Yeah, how can success in the running game and you guys improving that regard help success in the passing game?
Balance. We got a lot of great guys up front. Uh, the running back room is loaded. Any one of those guys can play. The receiver room, that's some special guys out there. Speed, great hands out there with Jagori, Jermaine, Isaiah. All those guys are just elite athletes, and we can just keep it balanced.
You talked about guys waiting their turn, but for you, how rewarding was it to have the performance you did on Saturday and to be the guy that was trusted at the end to have the ball in his hand?
It was a blessing. Like you said, the opportunity came, and it was just I had the mentality just to go out and had to do what I had to do. We were, of course, it was 10-3 at the time, and the mindset was just go out and win, milk the clock, do what we had to do, win the game.
Yeah, what would you describe as Jalen's strengths as a football player?
I would say I'll say he's balanced. Dual threat. Uh, Mentally, he's there. Physically, he's there. Strong, fast, has a strong arm. Just overall, he knows what he needs to do. He stays in the meeting rooms extra. He knows what he needs to do. All those guys do.
What do you remember about going against a Pete Golding defense in practice these last several years, and what are you expecting challenge-wise this Saturday?
Uh, just it's kind of like I'll say it's probably the same defense, but just being ready for anything. He's a great defense coordinator, and whatever he throws at us, we'll be ready for it. Thank you.
Hey, Jermaine, as far as things that now that Jalen's going to be the guy like that you guys can do to help him out, what are some of those things that as receivers you can do to make his job easier?
Um, run better routes, catch the ball better. Um, just overall sit down with our quarterbacks and go over the game plan and make sure everybody pretty much has a good idea of what's going on. And
Sticking with that, just how would you describe Jalen as a leader, and how has he responded this week in practice?
great. He always stays involved, and he's been doing a really good job at that. So as long as he continues to do that, I think he's going to be a great leader.
How does Tommy Reese handle it when you guys are dealing with some adversity on offense?
Um, Honestly, we just continue to just stay out there and work. Regardless of what the quarterback situation is, we have to focus on the team as what we can do better, to give ourselves a better chance of winning. And as receivers, that just goes as far as just like I said, making sure we're still getting our depth on all of our routes, running good routes and catching the ball good, which can give a better chance for whichever quarterback is in there to have success.
Jermaine, what's your approach and what's the collective wide receivers' approach to run blocking?
Aggressive. The run game is really important for opening up the pass game. So if the ball isn't flying in the air, our next job is to make sure that we can block and block as well as we can, so it can open up any shots that we can come at.
You've been around at multiple programs. When you have a young player on the team that's maybe a little bit frustrated about their role, what do you tell them to kind of provide encouragement?
Just honestly to keep working. As a young guy, you're gonna have, it's gonna be like that sometimes. You can have the bubble guts, or, you could be a little nervous or whatever. But it's honestly just the best way to just stay locked in and stay focused and wait your time, because everybody time comes at a moment. And are you gonna be ready? And have you been doing everything to be ready for this position? So if your time hasn't come yet as a young guy, it's definitely gonna come, and you have to make sure you're prepared for it.
On offense, especially last week, just stepping up at the end of the game?
Honestly, I'm really proud of Roydell, and that's just honestly the way he practices. So to see it translate into a game, is amazing. So I just really want him to keep up what he's been doing. He's a great leader. He's an energy. He's a light bulb in the locker room, and I'm proud of him.
You've been able to break free several times in the first few games and put yourself in position for long gains. What's worked so well for you personally in the first few weeks?
Stay in the course. We work on this stuff every day in practice. So everything that we've hit in the game, we've hit in practice. And that's really just been the main thing, just really trying to be the best that we can be, running those same deep routes in practice the same way I run them in the game. And, basically just working, trying to just create success for this offense.
Having gone against it last year in practice, just what are the challenges of facing a Pete Golding defense?
Are hard workers, and everybody knows what they're doing. And those guys work hard every day, so it's tough.
What makes Jalen's deep pass so effective, and what makes him a good deep ball thrower?
Jalen is strong, so he can really throw that thing far. And, yeah, that boy's strong.
Anything else? Katie?
With Coach Saban naming Jalen the starter as quarterback yesterday, does that help y'all as receivers, as an offense as a whole, just kind of be able to settle in and focus more on the game, or is it not really that different?
It's honestly not different, because regardless of who's in that quarterback, we still have to treat that dude as if it's, any other quarterback. We have to put in the same amount of work as we do with any other quarterback. So it don't really change at all. We just really have to play.
Yeah, just a follow up. What's the farthest you've ever seen Jalen throw the football? Do you know?
Ooh, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna put a number on it, but dude, we be playing around in the indoor, and he be like launching that thing. So I don't know, but that thing is far, bro. Straight. For sure.
What are some of the challenges of trying to get calls in against a kind of a fastball offense like Ole Miss or South Florida last week?
Yeah, I just think everybody has to be urgent and getting lined up. Like, we really don't have too much time to celebrate after we make a tackle or a big play or anything like that. And that's one thing that we've been focusing on in practice. Just even if the scout team not running back to the ball or going in fast tempo, we do that as a defense. Just being conscious, just running back to the ball and getting the call, so it can translate to the game.
Coach Saban's really praised you for being a leader. Just how much have you and the other guys kind of preached that message of togetherness and accountability?
We preach that. We preach that every day. That's what drives a team. A team has to have a lot of chemistry, and you have to know your brother. um, to know what he's going through, and also it gives you a little bit more to play for if you know what your brother going through and how he responds to different type of critiques and to that such. And also just not getting onto your brother, but also showing him love when he does the good things and showing him a lot of praise and things like that. But having a good close knit team is really important.
You were a guy that was thrown into the fire your freshman year. How tough is that to pick up as a freshman, picking up Alabama Nick Saban defense?
It's very tough just because of all the checks and adjustments that we have to make in the defense and all the different type of offenses and formations that we see. But as long as you're in your playbook and you're studying and you're coming up here and meeting extra with your coach and you just doing the extra things to make sure that you're on top of all the plays and the scheme, you'll be good.
Along the lines of communication, Coach Saban has praised you for being a really good communicator. What is your approach to making sure that everybody is aligned?
I just think that communicating is what helps us as a defense and as a secondary. And if everybody's on the same page, we're all going to be good. And so I just think, like, even sometimes I might even call the wrong call. We all play the wrong call, but we're all wrong. We're all right. So communicating is a big key of just getting everybody on the same page because we need all 11 guys on the field to do their job in order to be successful.
In your career, how has T-Rob just kind of helped your development, your versatility in the secondary?
T-Rob's helped me a lot. I always talk to him about my technique, and he always tells me if I'm doing something wrong or if I need to fix something or if he sees something with my technique that I need to change, or he give me little insights on how to guard certain routes and what to look at and keys like that. But T-Rod's been a great coach, and I've really learned a lot from him.
What do you remember about playing against Ole Miss your freshman year, kind of that crazy game in Oxford? And then what can you say about, Lane Kiffin's offense, having gone against them 3 times now?
Yeah. Freshman year, it was a pretty crazy game. I think that was my first crazy game I done had in my career here. But, yeah, their offense is definitely explosive, and they're a fast-tempo offense, and they have a lot of good players on their team, and it's going to be fun Saturday.
With turnovers kind of being an emphasis for y'all, how big was it for you to get that interception on Saturday, and especially in that moment, just kind of take us through trying to keep them out of the end zone and get y'all the ball back?
Yeah, we emphasize on turnovers a lot, and that's the thing that we're going to continue to work on as a defense. But it was a critical part in the game, and they actually put a receiver in the slot that wasn't there, and he was on the ball. So I kind of knew that they was going to throw the ball deep. And when the opportunity presents itself, we always talk about make that play, and I just made it.
I talked to your high school coach, Josh Floyd. He said in watching you, he feels like you've been playing a little bit more amped up maybe than you ever have. What motivation did you take into this year, and how would you just describe the emotion that you show on the field?
Yeah, I just love the game of football, man. I just love being out there playing with my teammates every Saturday and just taking the field with them and going to war with them. And it's honestly a blessing to be here at the University of Alabama and to play this game that I love so much. So I just want to show that, and I wear my heart on my sleeves when I'm out there on the field and try to give my team as much energy as I can.
One, how did those early reps, how did they help you with your development? And then 2, did it kind of help you also relate to younger players now since you were kind of thrown into the fire?
Yeah, it helped with my development a lot because I had to grow up real quick. Just playing in college football at the biggest stages, it can kind of be an eye-opener for a young guy. And I feel like I can relate to them by telling them to just calm down, like you got this, just go over your plays and everything. I just tell them to hit me up with any questions they have. If they need to learn how to watch film or anything like that, you can always come to me. But I'm always giving my young guys advice, and even the young guys who aren't playing as much, I just tell them to keep working and just keep working because you never know when your time is going to come.
Kind of a two-parter. Just, are you looking forward to seeing Pete Golding on the other sideline, and what kind of challenges can he, as a defensive coordinator, present to y'all's offense?
Yeah, when Pete was here, he was a great guy. I loved him, and it's definitely going to be good seeing his face over there on the sideline. And his defense, he wants his defense to have a nasty mentality, get the ball, and play fast and aggressive. And He did a good job when he was here, but yeah. Thank you.